we have a so-called Vienna rectifier.
Okay.
This is a system that turns alternating current into direct current, and it looks to the mains supplier like an ohmic load.
Cool, it's Eamon with IP Exchange. We're at the dSPACE's booth. I'm here with Florian.
Hello.
I have packed my dSPACE socks, but unfortunately I'm not wearing them today. We thought no time like the present. So Florian, you started telling me about this device. You want to start again and explain to our audience what it's all about?
Okay, yeah, thanks for coming by. I try my best to explain what's going on here. So at dSPACE we are big in software testing. And since on this fair we are focusing on everything e-mobility, we've brought this demo with us. And this demo system is simulating a power electronics device. Because as you know, the way that we transform and use energy is changing. So we need more and more power electronics devices to deal with this. And those devices are controlled by software. Mm-hmm. And this software needs to be tested. And you need a flexible test system to do that. So here we have a so-called Vienna rectifier.
Okay.
This is a system that turns alternating current into direct current, and it looks to the mains supplier like an ohmic load.
Like an
ohmic load,
okay.
yeah. So you don't have any disturbance of the grid. This is done by this kind of circuit.
Okay.
But to control this circuit is not so easy. There are several power electronic switches in this device that need to be controlled by a special controller.
Okay.
And this controller is here. It's plugged in here. So it's not plugged in its original system, so it's usually plugged in here. But we've plugged it in here, and this system is basically reading in the control signals to the power switches, and it is simulating the rest of the circuit, and it is predicting and telling you what kind of input and output currents you are going to get.
Oh, nice.
Whether that works. And so you can also easily change the topology of the circuit, and you can simulate certain conditions. For example, you can easily simulate the grid fluctuating a little bit, going a little bit faster, going a little bit slower, a little bit higher or a little bit lower. And you can see how your software is dealing with this kind of situations.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and you can immediately change the conditions. You don't need to simulate the actual grid, but you can do this all in software and switch from one situation to another.
Cool.
Immediately and automate this.
Nice. So what applications would you see this mostly used in, do you think?
This application is very common. This particular circuit is very common in charging systems for electric vehicles, for example.
Cool, very interesting.
Yeah, and then DC-DC converters are also a typical application, because we need often to transfer from one voltage level to another in the vehicle, but also in industrial applications. So there are tons of applications for this kind of thing.
Cool, nice.
Yeah.
Our audience is mainly design engineers. If they were looking to kind of use dSPACE technology and evaluate it for use in a project, how would they do that? Would they do you do rental units? For some applications or some customers, we already did rental units. Okay.
We did rental units. Yeah. Yeah, it depends. I would say.
Depends on the project.
It depends on the project, definitely.
Okay. Cool.
Right. We would take a good hard look first at the project, whether it's really something that would justify that, because we would definitely make sure that you get started well, that you get the support when you get this, so that you are actually successful. Yeah.
Oh,
so
excellent.
We do, when we give it to you, we make sure that you are actually also successful with it.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think you've answered most of my questions that I'd have on this system. But it's PCIM, first day. How are you finding it so far? Obviously, we're only like maybe 1.5 hours in, but are you excited? Is it your first PCIM?
This is my first PCIM.
Nice, same
I've
for us.
been at dSPACE for many years, 20,
Nice.
believe it or not. But I've only mainly dealt with first in development, and then with the Asian markets a lot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Korea, Japan, and so on. These were my countries, and the German market is not so familiar to me still. So this is my first PCIM.
Nice.
And that's why I wanted to be there, actually, see how it is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's been very good to meet you, Florian.
Yes, likewise.
Cool. And have a great show.
So that was expedited coverage of dSPACE at PCIM. I am still not wearing the dSPACE socks today. They're in the wash. Rihanna first talked to them at CES at the very beginning of the year. So you might have seen that video. But yeah, they do some pretty cool solutions for kind of testing, especially for automotive systems. And I think this solution for simulating the circuitry of your battery charging system in the EV for the benefit of your controller card and all the software that it should be running to try and control the actual hardware. I think that's actually really cool. As Florian said, it's very specialist what and who dSPACE will work with in terms of projects. But if you think it's the right fit, then click the link in the description and we'll see if dSPACE will take it on.